Dub T, motherfucking dub, ho.
Yo, and welcome to the Ambition Hour podcast. It's your girl, Adi 3000, and this is episode 102.
One, oh, two. It's not a real
And
rhythm.
for those of you who are listening, you can tell that I am not alone. You hear the wonderful voices from Spitz and Hob. Shout out to my two co-hosts for the day. For this beautiful episode. And if you are watching us on YouTube, then you already knew that I wasn't alone. And hey, how y'all doing? Good to see ya. Hope everybody is having a wonderful and beautiful Dub T Dub Saturday. This is where we drop a new podcast every single Saturday. Make sure to subscribe wherever it is that you listen to us, or wherever you enjoy music. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud.
Apple. That's where I'm at.
That's
Apple
where you're at,
Podcasts,
Apple.
yeah.
I like listening on Spotify. That's my preference. That's where I listen to my favorite podcasts at.
No knock.
On YouTube, I personally like listening to podcasts on YouTube.
Yeah, How's a YouTuber?
I like
Yeah,
that,
yeah. It's
Let us
either
know
that.
how
I
you
like
guys like
seeing
to
that.
listen to us or
Yeah.
podcasts in general.
Visuals are
Who
always
you?
great.
Visuals are cool. I like doing the visual. I like well, at least for one of the podcasts that I like to listen to, I like to listen to it, and then they drop the visual a couple days later, so I'll watch the visual.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
You guys know.
Yeah, so I mean I'm really behind on that show. Like I sometimes catch what he's watching, but for the most part, yeah, I like to listen to them because I think it's just a cool way to like spend in the car. I listen to music all day, so listening to a podcast is pretty cool. But yeah, so shout out to everybody. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button, the little bell on the side, that we get notified each and every single time that we drop a new podcast. We drop videos, we drop songs, all that good stuff. If you want all things Dub T Dub, all you got to do is head on over to our website, which is wtwrecords.com. Guys, this is episode 102, like I said before. And that's a little crazy because we just celebrated 2 years since we recorded our first episode.
Whoa.
So, yeah.
Fire flames.
Fireplace spit up.
Yeah, and that's just pretty crazy. I mean, I feel like we've hit so many different milestones within the same amount of episodes, like within a 10 episode time frame. There's just been so many things because obviously when we celebrate like 50 or like 100, it usually comes to the end of the year because there's like 52 weeks in the year. Something like that. There's 52 weeks, but I don't think there's 52 Saturdays, so I think that's how that works.
That is how that works. I believe so.
Yeah.
I concur with that math if it's wrong.
Yeah, because I don't think it's 52. You have 52.
You're missing one of those days. You
Yeah.
know, like it's a day that is
it's
missed
happening.
in a year. Yeah, it's happening. If it wasn't last year, it was this year.
For sure. And yeah, so I just wanted to say thank you for that. And yeah, happy birthday to my baby. 2 years
Happy
is a
birthday.
big deal.
2 years, 2 years old. See how far as we could take it.
Growing.
Forever and ever. Spitz, what's up? It's been a minute.
You haven't been on the show since last episode.
Man, I haven't seen you guys since last year. Yeah, I could throw a little corny joke in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well.
everybody's hitting me with that shit.
Now is the time to get those off.
For
Facts.
real. We're
Like,
still like in that time
please
frame.
leave
But like
me
you
alone.
shouldn't be saying Happy New Year.
Yeah, I think it's over with.
Well,
for that.
if you haven't talked to someone in a while.
No.
I mean, I feel like
No, well, I
we're
mean-
This
getting
is a
the-
discussion
after
I'm
that-
ready for.
I think after this week, I think it's done.
I
It's a
think
dub.
so.
Well, after this week, but like, let's say you talked to them yesterday and you haven't spoken to them in a minute. Like, I'm talking about you probably didn't speak to them in whole 2019.
Wait, hold on.
Wait.
What we would do
Okay,
that
so
to
you
everybody
didn't,
then,
so
right?
So you didn't talk to nobody in 2019.
Yeah,
You didn't talk to them in
that-
2019.
I didn't talk to this person in 2019,
You
right?
did not.
I did not talk to this person in
Okay.
2019. And then I talked to them, what was it, Monday, Tuesday, whatever
Okay.
day it
Okay.
is.
Okay.
And I said, Happy New Year and all that. You know, like, because it was just like a moment that we just haven't talked in a while. You know, it's
I
like,
feel you.
Wait, hold on. You haven't spoken to this person all 2019. I'm not buying that.
I probably did. You know
You
what I
like-
mean?
You mean like all 2020 because it's like a couple of days.
I mean, okay. I guess in that situation, I don't know because there's some people who like it's done. We're done saying Happy New Year. Like if I haven't seen you within the 10 days of the new year, like we're in January.
Well,
we're in damn near February.
You can say it to me and I'd be like, all right, Like,
All
right, come on now.
That's what I'm saying. Tomorrow's gonna be. By the time this episode drops, it's gonna be 11.
Oh, it's
So
gonna be-
come
yeah,
correct,
yeah.
homie.
Oh yeah. Okay. By now, yeah. You had a
Yeah.
pocket. Yeah. You had a pocket.
You see,
Yeah. On Saturday, yeah.
By now.
Yeah. By now, as
My
you're
calculations
doing
are
this-
correct.
Yeah. My bad.
All right,
I'll get the next one.
what are you the most grateful for this past week?
What I'm the most grateful for in this past week. Something that stood out to me was friendship.
Yee.
I
I thought it was gonna be wrong. Okay.
Yeah, just friendship and I was been listening to Griselda and shit like that, and then Benny the Butcher has a bar and I fuck with it. He's just like, the best thing I could offer is my loyalty. You know, like that's the best thing that I could give you a bunch of money, but the best thing I could offer you is my loyalty type shit. And I felt that bar because I feel like I live that bar. I'm a Libra. We are loyal to a fault at times.
Boom, 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 boom.
So yeah, like, and just being loyal, being the real ones that I'm the real ones with, you know what I mean? And those who kept it true to me too. Because we were having a conversation just the other day about just like, all you could hope to do in this life is just keep your face clean, right? Or just like remain solid and not fold and be a stand-up person, be a stand-up dude, in our case.
Don't get jaded.
Lady. You know, yeah, don't let anything, all that shit hinder you being a happy person, you being a good-hearted, hopeful, positive, being a Optimus Prime, you know what I mean? So yeah, and but to that point also, like, for those real ones that have stuck around too, you have to appreciate them, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna do this week. I'm gonna appreciating them.
Awesome. What about you, Spitz? What are you the most grateful for this past week?
Well, I would say resting, cause one thing I really like I really don't be trying
He
to like.
honestly took my answer.
I apologize. Let me take that back. No,
No.
but I do
We did not
need
have,
to
we didn't share each other's answers beforehand.
Facts.
We never do.
I do need to like rest more because like this past Monday like something happened and I didn't like catch a like shuttle bus to get on to the like airport, and like my boss, I was like, yo, you gonna send a shuttle bus out? And he's like, yo, that's it, you don't get on it, you can't work. Like, he was like, try again tomorrow. And I was like, damn. So I was thinking like, damn, man, like, fuck, I want to work, like make money and stuff like that. But then I started thinking, I was like, bro, I think I need to rest, like,
It's probably best.
it is best for you to rest, and
Even though you do feel like a lazy fuck.
well, if you're always up at like 5 a.m., you know what I'm saying, like every day, and you're constantly, like in the mix of doing stuff, like you're not giving your mind a time to like rest. And remember I spoke to you about like the 2020 goals, and one of my 2020 goals was basically meditation, and I want to try to meditate more because I told you personally, like, I probably went through like an experience and it kind of turned me off from meditation. Like,
He was hallucinating, y'all. No kidding.
Nah, yeah, I had like basically what was going on was that like your mind really does have to be, it has to be clear, and you can't do that when you're like in a negative state of mind and stuff like that. Or I don't know, maybe not, or this was just on my behalf, because when I was in that state and I was doing it kind of was bad. You get what I'm trying to say? Like I kind of tripped, I kind of like freaked out or whatever, and like I was like, man, fuck meditation. Like, you remember how I was like, yo, it's the
Don't do that shit.
I went on my little.
I was doing it for like a week, and he was like, bro, stop doing that shit, bro.
Stop doing that.
Fat, I was like, yo, don't do that, dog. Don't do it. Like, but
My encouraging friend, guys.
But the thing with what I was missing about it, because I'm so far away from it. Sorry about that. And like, I was seeing these like commercials with like LeBron James. Shout out to LeBron James for the Calm app, and I had that app, and I was just looking and remembering like how I used to just be like so like calm into the actual meditation. What is it, like steps and stuff like that you go through, like. And it's,
you fall in love with the routine.
Right. The routine.
Calm app
the
is
routine
really good. I've tried it.
You got the stamp.
Yeah, it has the Audi stamp.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. Well, yeah. So resting. Grateful for the resting.
We're gonna give you guys a list of approved WTU apps.
Well, he said resting, but mine is sleep. That's what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for sleep because that's all I've been. I felt like since coming back from vacation, I haven't slept properly. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks that I felt like I haven't slept properly. Yeah, I don't know my life. I had people at the house.
Definitely.
I have people at the crib.
Yeah. You guys know what it's like
the
to not sleep
holidays.
in your bed and then sleep in your bed for a while. Like, you just don't feel like you got that.
That's what happened.
Rest.
What he's saying is pretty much like, because I was sleeping, but for like 3 weeks I was not sleeping in my bed. So this whole time it's like every time I leave my bed I'm like, no.
I want to stay here.
So as soon as I have an opportunity to lay down and like lay in it, it's just like it's over with. Like
Facts.
I'm out like a baby, and then I'm being hard on myself because I'm like, damn, I really should go to the gym, and because that's something that I haven't been consistent with. I did go running this past week, but going to the gym hasn't been something that I've been doing consistently. And I noticed that every time that I'm like, I want to go, I'm just like super tired. So I'm like, I'm going to listen to myself, because what am I going to go to the gym for? If I can barely function, like when I'm at work, which is different. But if I'm at work and I'm like tired and I feel like I'm on autopilot, like I can't go to the gym that way. I'm not going to get the best workout. And I feel like that's just cheating myself. So yeah, definitely grateful for some sleep in my bed. In my bed with my pillow.
You gotta have sleep.
With my clean room, clean sheets, like
oh man,
oh my goodness, and like it's getting
fresh sheets and like a fresh comforter out of the dryer. Oh man,
yeah.
Take me back. Take me back.
That's what I'm saying. That's why sleep, man. Grateful for
vibes.
Sleep. I'm just grateful for sleep.
Vibes.
Obviously, there's other things that I'm definitely grateful for, but that was just something that I
That's where you wanted to take us.
Yeah, sleep. Don't believe
it.
those people that say team no sleep. It's not good for you.
Yeah, they'd be the main ones lying too. They'd be the ones sneaking off a little nap, 30
a little
minute
nap here, a little nap there.
20-minute little nap.
I remember I used to wake up hella early to go work out like at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. and be like making people believe that I had been up all fucking day, knowing damn well around 12 o'clock I would sleep like a baby for like 2 or 3 hours to continue the rest of my day, because I would have long when I would do 5 a.m. like around that time in my life, like I was having super long days. Like it would be 5 a.m. and then I wouldn't be coming back home until possibly like 11:30. So it was too intense. So it was just like sleeping like 4 hours, and then you get a little nippy nap in there.
Nippy nap.
Little nip nap.
Nip nap.
So I kind of wanted to start off a little wild this episode.
Oh god.
Oh, okay.
Guns a blazing.
Okay. Smoking gun right now.
So we're in a very, I feel like, in a progressive type of culture. People are more open sexually. People are more open to different things and relationships. So I wanted to know if you were invited, or if you started dating a girl that said that she wanted to be in a thruple with you.
A thruple.
What would you say?
A thruple has to be something with swinging, all right?
Okay, so a thruple is basically it's a 3-person relationship.
Okay.
And the other one's a girl, and like it's like a 3 type of way,
if you're talking to a girl and she's just like, listen, you would be in a relationship with me. And this, so in your guys' thing, we'll put it that it's 2 girls.
Gotta be. Let's just go. Let's keep it like as G as possible, even though we're like R already.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you do it?
No. I mean, it sounds like something that's like, cause I mean, honestly, man, like I be tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You gonna get a good one out of me. You feel me? But 2 of y'all, man, y'all like, I mean,
it's a lot of work.
I mean, I couldn't, everybody that's gonna say yes to this, all the dudes that's gonna be like, yeah, you motherfuckers, like, all right, nigga, like let like a week go by, and you know what I'm saying, you like on the bed, boy, you go It's gonna be
But it's
breaking up with your ass time.
But the thing is that it's also like it's not just like a sexual thing. Like it's like you're in a
Like, it's
legit
like,
relationship.
All you guys fuck with each other.
Yeah, like that's like
Like,
that's not just our girl. That's not just your girl. That's our girl. Or that's not just your man. That's our man. You know what I mean? Like
Type shit.
it's
Just
like
got a
it's
bigger headache.
it's like you guys are in a relationship. You guys are communicating within
I
each
don't know.
other.
I'm kind of down.
I got 2 headaches
Nah,
now.
but well,
that's
I got 2 headaches now, kid.
I would think it would be you. Like you have a relationship with one girl, and then basically like she kind of introduces that. You know what I mean? And maybe there's a girl she has in mind for that. You know what I mean? Either one of her friends who kind of told her already and kind of outspoken about their attraction to you and type. So I don't know. I'll be down, especially if like them two. I don't know. I feel like I'll be into it, especially if them two they share like a kind of like
one of them is
a bond,
one of them,
a bond.
got a visitor that month. One of them got a visitor that month, and the other one don't. You in game.
But hold
You
on.
ain't- well, I'm
But
making
no,
it
but-
sexual. My
Yeah,
bad.
Spitz
Oh,
is just
my
thinking
bad.
about the
My
sex.
Oh,
Spitz is just thinking
open
about
your
the
third
sex
eye.
part.
And then I just think about like having the whole team factor and all that stuff. I think it's sustainable or like I think
Something that's gonna
it could be like you guys gonna be 5-10 years into it. I mean, there's probably some people that are, what I mean, and God bless them, and then and they're living happily, and I wish them the best.
Facts.
But shit, I don't feel like sometimes. Yeah, I don't think that's either like, cause at least I know that Blueface he had like a relationship like that, but he's still with that girl. Just that the other girl, like they broke up with the girl.
Yeah, because it's like it can be like that. It
You
can
know?
be. It can. That's so crazy. And the thing is that you
feel
can.
me? Like they broke up with a girl. Like
This
they broke
whole
up with the
thing
girl
is
and like
just hilarious to me.
But Blueface and his chick,
But
they
it's
still
real.
100.
You know who actually has a relationship like that?
I know that guy.
D-Ray.
Yeah.
D-Ray Davis?
That's the guy I was thinking about. I was just like, yo, he's probably gonna look at this shit and be like, man, y'all niggas don't know shit.
I mean, to me,
He be like, y'all niggas don't know shit.
okay,
That's
so
why y'all don't got no bitch.
so I haven't answered. Now, for myself, I find it very interesting, and I'm a very curious girl, so I would say yes, just to see how it
God
would
damn
be.
it. I kind of knew the answer. But I didn't want to hear the answer.
Man.
No, that's big for Claudia. Then let's make. Yes, Claudia, please speak
Elaborate.
freely. Yes,
Please,
freely,
please.
Great.
Carry on.
No, I mean, I find okay, because I was
women how to show their feelings.
yeah, because okay, well, first of all, I feel like there's sometimes that there's not just one person for you. Like sometimes there's not just one person for you. There's possibly some times in your life where it's just like, okay, I'm gonna be with this one person, and then you're gonna be with them for like let's say 4 years, and then that's that, and then we're single for a certain amount of time, and then you get into a relationship with another person, and then the connection is just as strong or even stronger than the first one, and then. I mean, unless you're absolutely lucky to find somebody that you're going to be in a monogamous relationship with for a very long time, I feel like great, perfect. But even those people that have that, they have a love in their life that they had from previous that, just has a connection. I say all of that to say this. You can have a person that you feel that way about at the same time, like 2 people at the same time. For me, like I wouldn't be like, oh my god, it has to be two like it has to be 2 men, and then or it's nothing, like I wouldn't be like I wouldn't want it to like limit it to what it like could be.
So you'll be okay with the women relationship?
I would be okay with either or.
Claudia.
Yo, he's like, you're my sister. It's like, yo, coming in hot, swinging.
But the thing is that it's
Dick,
not.
are you nasty like
it's
that?
It's not swinging. It's not
not
swinging.
swinging.
It's like no, like that's my man and that's my girl. Like that.
Should have known after all the.
It's some
Missy
creeps
Elliott
in that
posters.
comment. Like, I should have been watching this show earlier. I should have been watching this show from the start. I'm going back to 1.
I never had Missy Elliott posters, though. First of all, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there isn't But that's just how I feel when it comes to a throuple. If it comes to like a serious monogamous relationship,
Thruple. I need to remember that. Thruple.
I wouldn't be like I'm not open to being in a lesbian relationship if that's what you guys are.
I get what you're saying.
I know you guys are not assuming that.
She like, yo, I ain't trying to lick some
like,
pussy. I get you. Yeah, she didn't want to say it. Let me tell y'all. She like, I ain't trying to lick some pussy.
Relax.
She like, chill. I ain't trying to lick some pussy.
Because you know what it could be? It could be that like let's say if it's 2 girls and then the dude, it could be that just the dude is just fucking both girls and it's not a threesome every time.
That's also
facts,
true.
people. You got to think about that. That's
the truth. Yeah. But I was gonna say,
think about that when y'all were calling me nasty. Y'all just thought I was over here licking shit.
I know. Well, I was calling you because you were just also like the guy. You're like the 2 guys.
Oh, I was with the 2 guys too. Yeah.
What
the fuck?
Two guys with it. But also, do you think that in order to do a throuple, don't you need a good one-on-one? Like like those 2. Like the 1 and 2, the Kobe and Shaq.
I don't know. I think you got to get that in. I think that needs to be
early.
That has to be set at the jumpity jump.
Well, like
the jumpster.
What has to be?
No, I'm saying it has to be brought to the attention in the beginning.
I wouldn't know how that.
Well,
how that
yeah,
goes
yeah, never mind. I'm just
because I don't know, because sometimes like with experiences and then like you open up more probably in a relationship, like you do freakier shit the next time, because you got away with some shit the other time, you know what I mean? Or she becomes more open, or you become more open on talking about the things that you guys want to do sexually or whatever like that, right. Or whatever in the relationship, and then who knows, you know what I mean? There's plenty of women that that probably think the same way, that like, oh, why wouldn't I want another companion, almost like a girlfriend that's there, but it's also like part of my relationship, or vice versa. Like, hey, I want another partner. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost the same question. Like, what happens if your lover just basically comes to you and is like, hey, I want us to have fun, or like do threesomes, or try this throuple thing, or try whatever. You know what I mean?
Like
or
you
try
don't
anal.
like. What if she says, "I'm not a boring bitch"? You know what I'm saying? Like, if she comes to you with ideas.
Yeah, what happens if she comes to you like that, right? Like, and also, like, you have to be, it takes a certain man, though, I think, too, because you have to be on that certain type of time. So then when a woman finds a man who's kind of on that same type of time, they don't have to probably say it in the first 16 dates, but later down the line, since that relationship is so sound and so like, they have a bond, almost like a life bond, you know what I mean? Like, I would never do nothing to you, and I know you wouldn't, and I know that you wouldn't do nothing to hurt me. And they'll explore that option, you know what I mean? I think like T-Pain has like an open relationship with his girl, like there's a couple of people that like have been together for some years, like they don't trip, I guess.
Would you guys be open to having open relationships?
No.
Spitz, no.
No, I mean, bro, you been in open relationships. Are you in an open relationship right now? No kidding.
Last time I checked, that's single.
Those are jokes. Those are
single
jokes.
meter. Single meter just went off.
It's off the Richter.
Like
we've been like, cause what I mean by that is just that sometimes you don't know who else someone is fucking. You know what I mean? There's times that you've been running in with some people. You know what I mean? Like casually or whatever has it been. I know that's different, but like
cheating.
That is cheating. Because in an open relationship, you both know, like, hey, I might go out tonight and I might fuck somebody. Right.
But what I'm also saying is that you've been with. There's probably a girl that you smashed, right? You went to go smash someone else, and then you guys smashed again. You know what I mean? And it is just what it was. It was kind of like a open relationship, I guess you could say.
No, y'all was like, just fucking whoever you wanted out of a relationship.
That's what I'm saying. Right, like, so some people been in open relationships all their lives. You know what I mean? Like they just kind of been.
Doing I get what you're trying to say. I get what you're trying to say.
It's not the same definition.
I get y'all, but okay, so
no, yeah. You.
It wasn't clean, but
he's bending the rules.
You bent the rules, but I got you. Yeah. I'm like, yo, I've been in. I got you now. I got you.
So like, what I mean by that is just like, I don't know. I feel like just like the throuple, and that is just it's not sustainable. You know what I mean? Like
facts.
And plus, like, I guess it's also like to Claudia's point, is like not ideal. You know, I'm not going into that. You know, like I would want it to be. You know, what is it? Chivalry. You know what I mean? And you know, like, and have that sense of like one person is for you, and you know you're the love of my life, and I cannot love you more than I can, you know, anyone. You know what I mean? Start getting on
Head
Romeo
over
and
the heels
Juliet.
and shit,
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, but I would say that would be ideal if I'm writing the fucking book. But you know, I know that it's in God's hands. So I mean, what is to say that I don't build a bond with the and knock this opportunity, you know, this door down. You know what I mean? Of sharing a connection with the female, and later on she wants we decide on doing something like that, either or, open relationship or whatever.
For me, an open relationship is a no-go because I am a Gemini and I will pop and snap at any given moment, I feel.
Fuck your ass up.
Yeah, that's how I, well, unless it's something that, my partner and I have communicated, obviously, which I feel like that's something that would happen. You communicate this with your partner. This is something that you and your partner have both agreed on. Unfortunately, I know that in some situations, one of the people in the relationship probably has more game, or you know,
Yeah, just call it how it is. Call it how it is. Yeah,
one of them has more game, so then they're both in an open relationship, but only one of them is really getting play. That's something that can definitely happen when you're in an open relationship. So it's kind of, so then it can even make the person who is not getting as much play resent the other person, or even resent the fact that they have an open relationship, because it's just like, yo, we decided to have an open relationship and I ain't getting shit. So then it can even come back, and then it's just like, okay, so now this open relationship is over because it's not working out for me type deal. You know what I mean? For me, whether I'm in a thruple or in a monogamous relationship, which can be in the thruple, whichever relationship it is that I would want it to be monogamous. I would want it to be, it's not open. It's just you and me. Yeah. We're the only ones in this thing. Like, I would even want it to go as far as just like any problems that happen within the relationship, stay within the relationship. Like, if we cannot talk to ourselves about it first, we should not be able to talk to anybody else about it.
Facts.
Thanks for that. So yeah, so that's just how I feel. Now there's gonna be a rumor out in Twitter world saying that I'm down for thruples and shit.
Start it now. Start the thread.
Your shit is gonna be popping. Retweet ass.
Don't believe the hype.
Thruples and pussy licking applications. 2020.
Wait, no. Thruples and no licking pussy.
That's insane. Right. My parents.
Right. Yeah. No licking pussy. No licking pussy.
Yeah, no licking pussy.
It's gonna be on the shirt. No licking pussy.
So with the holidays just passing, we're done with that. We already established that. What?
Not with the holiday passing, like I'm going to that for that.
Right.
Well, because it kind of like intertwines on what I'm going to talk about.
The queen. Go ahead, kill it.
So pretty much with the holidays having passed, we already established that we are no longer saying Happy New Year from this moment on, and.
So it's what y'all bitches want for Valentine's Day? I mean,
basically, we don't even, bro, Valentine's Day is so far away but so close. It's insane because all the stuff for Valentine's Day is up. Yeah. So when, of course, the holidays come, you're around a lot more family, and the question comes, and the questions arrive of, so when are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna get married? Are you sure you're single?
Take a few steps back. That's what I was waiting on.
I was so lucky this past holiday season to have my aunt and my dad and my mom's best friend in town, and boy, let me tell y'all, they motherfuckers is nosy.
All in it.
They are so on it.
All up in my phone. Like, this isn't yours.
They're all up in my shit. Like, it's the funniest thing ever. And so one of the questions that would be asked, it would be like, oh, so you don't have a boyfriend? No, I don't have a boyfriend. Are you sure you don't have a boyfriend? No, I do not have a boyfriend. Oh, so why? And it's just like, okay, so I'm about to really tell y'all.
About to get it in.
Yeah,
details.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, people aren't going to understand your boundaries until you let them know why. So I felt this was me and my thinking, logical thinking, saying, okay, I'm going to let these people know exactly why I don't want, why I'm not in a relationship right now, why I possibly don't want to get married, because that's something else that they ask you. Oh, well, you don't plan on getting married? And then when you tell them no, it's like the end of the fucking world. But then I be ready. Like, I've done 102 episodes of it, and I've explained shit to people on my podcast about so much shit. So when it comes
Get it
down
together.
to so when it comes
You right up my avenue, baby. Let's
so
go.
when it comes to my family, it's just like y'all motherfuckers is nosy as fuck. But guess what? I'm gonna let y'all know exactly why. Because your way of thinking is not the way that I think. Like I don't believe in any of what you are saying as far as relationship goes or having kids. I don't believe in any of that shit. Not that I don't believe in the act of having a kid and getting married. I don't believe in what you believe in as far as that's supposed to happen. Because they hear my age and they're like, oh, at your age, I had da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and I'm just like, all right, that's awesome.
It's like a crackhead trying to give you financial advice. You're kind of just like,
exactly. It's
Damn.
just like you were a little messed up in the head when it came to marriage.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, or like, you get me, like, or you know, a person that had the most fumbles in the NFL talk to you about gripping the ball.
For real.
Yeah, you really got to grip the ball and secure the ball as you run downfield and shit like that. Like, it kind of falls on deaf ears a little bit, but also like. I think bigger to the point is just of the society and just like how everybody is of just like, oh, you have to be with somebody.
It's like an obsession.
Like being with somebody, it makes you somebody almost to a point. You know what I mean? That's almost like even in business though too. You know, you have the wife, you have the kids. You know what I mean? Like that's stuff that like people
Thanks.
like, you know, like they generally talk about, or even in business, you know, like they trust a man, they trust a woman who has a family. It means like,
That's
oh, they have a lot more at stake rather than someone that's single because they could escape and then go to Guantanamo Bay and not be heard from again. You know what I mean? With the quickest and slightest of ease.
Sounds like me.
Oh man, yeah, change your name to Will. You? Did I get that right? Season 2?
His name is Joe.
No, but doesn't he change his name?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
it is Will. It's Will.
It's Will.
Will.
All right, I'm rolling. Okay. All right. So
He
like,
took the jersey.
or just change the name to Will and shit.
He had it on when he came on.
Yeah, that's a bar. He had it on when he came on.
He had it on when he came
I
on.
see what she did there. Damn.
Game strong.
I don't know what we're talking about. My bad.
We were talking about
As men, do you guys experience that a lot? Because I felt it a lot, and I didn't notice it as much with him. But at the same time, there were times where he was home and I wasn't, and probably he got the rap when.
Yeah, I definitely got all those questions too. You know what I mean? You sure you don't have a girlfriend? You know what I mean? Or like the same question, just like, dang, you look good. Why don't you have someone? You know what I mean? Like, damn, like, okay, well,
that sucks.
yeah, you know,
and I hate that one.
Right? Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It'd be like, and I'd be like, well, damn, you made me want to look in the mirror and be like, man,
what is wrong
what
with
the
you?
fuck is wrong with you? You just heard what these people just said about you? Like, what the fuck
Are
is
you
going
not
on?
compatible with anybody on
Right,
Green
like,
Earth?
But see, the thing is, you have certain certain standards. Like, you have a standard. You know, I have a standard. We all have standards.
Adam Jose, we ain't don't accept nothing less, ladies.
Hey, I'm saying, starting at the $40. Listen.
Are you talking
can...
about prostitution?
I had to throw a joke in there. No,
That's
but
perfect.
listen, it's basically you not falling for like the bull. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not like,
'Cause that's what society
just
wants you to do. 'Cause
falling into like the whole
I need a girl.
relationship goals. You know, IG relationships.
Or the fear of being alone too.
Goals.
Yeah. Well, like,
Fear of being alone too.
well,
like, damn,
I would
like,
say, I would say, like, right now, like, being alone, like, people like try to wear that shit like a fucking like badge of honor and shit like that, and it's kind of like, yo, chill the fuck out, all right, calm down, like, cause like being alone sucks.
where
it sucks.
The
Like,
kids nowadays are what?
dripped
Introverts.
out,
Introverts.
or introvert.
This dude said dripped out.
Dripped out.
They're dripped out introverts.
They're
Dripped out
dripped out
introverts.
Yeah, they be styling
Maybe
to be in the living room.
To be right there.
Me in the holidays.
But you can get me what I'm saying though. Like, it's kind of like, all right, why are we why do we consistently get those same questions when we're around, you know, these family members and stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's kind of like, I would rather just be around y'all and enjoy just throwback, like, you know, stories and stuff like that.
For
Like,
real, get the cards out.
like,
What the fuck you talking about a relationship
you
for?
dead ass,
Yeah,
y'all dead ass killed a mood with that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like,
I was having a conversation, and as soon as they started talking about like, oh, why aren't you married, or like X, Y, and Z, I was just like, I'm leaving.
I'm out.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
straight up just left
it's
because I'm
like-
like, I don't want to talk about this. Like, we've already had this conversation one
Damn, I
time.
don't want to talk about it.
it's kind of like they put you in a corner to make.
I don't fuck around.
What they don't understand is they make you seem as if something's wrong with you. You get what I'm trying to, and by them asking you, even though if they,
but we also
it's coming from the heart. I know it.
Yeah,
I know it.
We also personalize it. It's also a part of that too. That like, we personalize it, but it's the truth because it's also all of us have a bit of insecurities. We're all fucking humans. You know what I mean? And then when you think about it, you know what I mean. And either like you're talking to someone or you're not talking to someone, or just last week you went on a date and didn't go out as expected, or you got a new lead. And
damn, what the hell? This is my life.
And then
it didn't work out. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like you went on that date and it was just like no, because you're not gonna lower your standards, or you're not gonna settle for less, or you're not gonna settle for just a relationship or just to have a sexual thing. You want something that's deep, that's meaningful, that you have all the intricacies of like love and shit like that. Especially because think all of us here, even though that was an interesting conversation, when we, monogamous relationships, that's what we would prefer, what we would do,
I want my man to be all about me. Like all about me.
Facts, but I feel like, if I had a girl like Tiana Taylor though, and then she was kind of down with with bringing
Georgia
a girl.
Smith.
We're bringing it. Well, I don't know if Georgia Smith.
But Tiana Taylor.
What I mean
is
a trait rather than because that's my first pick, boy. Stop stealing my shit.
Georgia, she's bad. Every time I see her on the internet.
Just thinking about her page right now.
All right, as we give Spitz a moment to think about that and expound on it.
Expound on it.
Whoa.
Big word. Big word. Big word. Big word. Ti.
Whoa.
Moving
along.
But yeah, like how Tiana Taylor, how she like they're down to do threesomes and stuff like that. She's all about him. You know what I mean?
So all about him.
So I don't know, that shit is just.
Tiana Taylor is a very admirable woman. I was watching a clip of her today, and I was just damn, I want that.
All that, how she was doing that. I just feel like, I don't know, you kind of want your girl like that. And even with the bit of jealousy too, no, the bitch, you gotta leave. You ain't gonna just hang out with us now.
What Tiana Taylor says is just ain't no keying after.
Yeah. she's not gonna be I'm pretty sure even if she thinks that Iman's a little too into it, she's gonna push that bitch off of her, off of him, and fucking ride him the same or do some crazier shit.
Something that I did hear about, and this will be, I guess, the last thing before I transition into the next thing, which kind of has to do with the whole getting married and etc. I like talking about that with you guys because I like hearing the boys' perspective. And I like talking about it with you guys because
especially from this wholesome bunch.
But something that I did learn about, with the whole threesome thing, is that there's some couples that they want.
Oh, so you learned about it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I do research and I listen to different shows.
Google, man, Google
Not
works.
even that, it's just what I listen to or what I watch.
Like dead ass said she did research. Okay,
gotta cover your ass. Get your affairs in order.
I'm
Get your affairs
in.
I am a journalist.
Continue.
And so one of the things that I did hear about with the people that do threesomes is that there's two type of couples. There's a couple that doesn't even want to know the girl's name that they're gonna have a threesome with, and then there's a couple that wants to wine and dine the girl that they're gonna have a threesome with.
Facts, Kellerman.
So yeah,
she did her research. No, that's also true because I know about the other side. I haven't heard about that. Well, that side was Tiana Taylor's side, but I know someone that's on the side of that she got wine to dine. She basically fucked a husband and wife.
Yeah,
she found the wife on Tinder because she put it to get girls or whatever like this. This is a freak that I know.
Should have her on the show.
I've been thinking about that, but then it's a little weird. Now that we talked about it,
black out her face.
I was thinking that. We got the technology.
We do.
Tech is on her side.
I love to give that a little ride.
So she
the conversation.
I was like, clear. To be clear, people.
Remember the no licking pussy part.
That's gonna be on a shirt.
On the mantra, bro.
Putting that shit on the shirt.
That's not gonna be the name of the episode.
No licking pussy.
I think we'll get.
I think probably the first part. The first part's cool. What I was gonna say, so she was telling me basically she met her and then she just kind of got wine and dined by them.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that, and then there's some that they don't even want to know the girl's name. They just pick her up from the bar. Once it's done, we're done, bye, type thing. And And so going back to the whole relationship and then the getting asked to marriage and all this stuff, Javi and I were having an interesting conversation yesterday, and this was just, it usually starts off with just me and my thought process, and then it continues on into a conversation. And the thing that I was thinking about was, as little girls, I can only speak for myself. I can speak for my brother's experiences, but I would rather you guys chime in on that instead. Reason why you're on is pretty much like, as a little girl, you're taught to have a baby. Like, they give you like a little baby doll, and so you're supposed to take care of the baby, and you're supposed to be the mother for the baby. But then they tell you that you can't have a real baby until you have a husband. So you're taught from the time that you're playing with your dolls that you're supposed to get married and that you're going to have a baby. So from that moment, you are being basically like...
Well, basically, you have a identity.
Yeah.
Like that.
And
like
your identity
like
as a woman.
Identity. You know what I mean? And like, and what qualifies you as a woman. You know what I mean? And like, it's this. But you don't do that until this.
Exactly.
Which even makes you a woman too. But in return makes you a woman. So then already, like, it's like almost like they have this timeline, you know, and set, you know, like as males or whatever like that, we're expected like 18 years old, we graduate, you know, by 18 graduate and probably have a car. You know what I mean? It's probably like what we think or what we thought was bestowed, you know, at least on us, because it wasn't this whole like get married thing, right? It's not like really that's, and majority of us males, like, it's not in our right mind that we're thinking that. Maybe if you're, you know, with your high school sweetheart or someone that you know that's very romantic, and then you end up doing some steps like that. But when for women, all they basically have set up is just is that, you know, like, okay, so then when you're this amount of age, you're gonna be married, you're gonna have a husband, and then when you're this amount of age, you're gonna have a child.
Yeah, because it basically goes for like a little girl, like how I was expecting to have. From the moment that you can play and pick up, which is usually around 3 years old, maybe a little younger than that. Around 2-3 years old, you're already getting the doll. You're already, like, they're giving you the diapers to, like, practice. And then they're teaching you, like, that you have to feed the baby. And then the parents, they fall so into the whole thing that the baby is, like, real. And I get it, because, you know, you always want to keep the innocence of a child. But still, we're teaching children that, you know, that they're eventually going to have kids. Something that I did notice is we were at Disney and we were in line, and there was these two little girls who I think they were like 7 and maybe like the other one was 9. Let's say those two ages. And they were telling us what they wanted to name their kids. And it's like, you're 7 and 9. Why are you even like thinking about that?
13. That's max for me when they're going to pop out. Just being honest.
Well, I mean, yeah, because something that me and Howard taught. No, the thing
is, what made you say 13? That's creepy.
Because that's an age that can happen.
Yeah,
you can have a child at 13 years old. That's when Wayne had his child. That's when Toya had their daughter when they were 13.
That's crazy.
So it's not too far fetched, like you're saying, but at the same time, like, if you think about it, it's something that's just been embedded in women and since we were little girls. And then it's kind of like, so you're taught that you have to have the motherly role, which we are already born with the motherly instinct, because even myself, who I don't have any kids, if I needed to take care of a child, I know exactly what to do, because I have a motherly instinct to where I can calm the baby down. I can feed the baby. I can be with the baby the whole day if I need to. Like, I'm not that disconnected with what having a child is. I just don't have one.
Right, exactly.
You know, so and it's because it's just from just being so young, you're just taught that. You're taught to like take care for a child. So yeah, so that was just something that like I observed, and that it was just something that like I just thought about a lot, and I was like, wow. As a woman, when you're an adult and it doesn't pan out like how they're telling you it was gonna pan out, it's kind of like you have to reconfigure your thinking, because it's just like, yo, since I was like 2 years old or 3 years old, I've been hearing this whole thing about the whole marriage and having a baby and like all of this stuff, and it's just like it's not happening like how they're saying, because that's all they've taught you. So then you almost feel like less. I don't feel like less of a woman, because I have already done the work that I needed to do to understand that, listen, you might not be a mom. You might not be a wife. And that's okay. Not because of... for me, it's just... Because I don't know if it's one anymore.
Right, or but also like, and give yourself a little bit more credit. It's also the mental health part that you took of it, and not saying that you're not, you know, like because you're not denying, you're not accepting, you know, if it would happen or if it was a possibility to happen, you'll be open to the idea.
Yeah.
But it's like right now it's kind of like, oh, that's not a goal of mine, you know what I mean, or that's not like a number one priority, you know what I mean, because I think there's times at points in all of our lives that we're just like looking for love, and we want love because we think it solidifies us, it makes us significant. You want to feel that significance and share that partnership with somebody. So sometimes it's society that like kind of fucks you up and kind of like puts you into that pressure in you that doesn't even exist, but we feel it. And some of us more than others have a tough time dealing with it, moving on past it, or even going through a decision as something as more major as having a child. So when you have a child, traits start showing up in that partner that you had a child with that you didn't know that was there. You know what I mean? Maybe their parenting skills aren't the best. You know, maybe the way how you reacted after having child was also, you know, like made her stumble a little bit, you know what I mean? Then she had separation anxiety, you know, like, or whatever, you know, like the possibilities are endless for something like that. So I think it's it's not a number one thing, you know. It shouldn't be like you know, I think we need if we could do anything, we should help society and like stop it being like these age limits, like, oh, I got to be married by this age, you know. And then I know that for women it does complicate things after the age of 30 or something like that, or 40 it is, after having a baby or whatever.
Probably. I mean, Beyonce had 8, she's 30 something, 39, she had her child when she was like 31, 32.
Yeah, I don't know. So I think a girl told me that, but like you're not producing as many eggs, I believe, after the age of 30. Like it's not as much as maybe when you were younger. Right. So so yeah, and they have that. Some women do also live with the fear of that. Can they even get pregnant? You know what I mean? So then there's a lot of things going on, man, and we love y'all ladies, man. Y'all go.
No, yeah, y'all got like a lot of pressure on y'all
pressure
from
and honestly,
any and everything that, you know, like the world kicks out towards you,
right?
And then you have that.
It's
you
funny,
feel me? Like
on top of it.
Real quick, because I don't want to forget this. Which I did. I was going to
shingle.
Oh, fuck. No, because I just came up with a really good point. So for men, if a man doesn't get married or he doesn't, this isn't what it was, but this is what I was going to say. If a man doesn't get married or he doesn't have kids, he's considered a bachelor. If a woman doesn't get married or doesn't have kids, she's considered a lonely woman.
Right.
True.
I was gonna get around to saying that, but I'm glad you said it.
But that bachelor shit only kind of works when you're good looking. Because you're not good looking, then you're like,
you're a bum.
You're a bum. You're a bum, or you know.
I mean, I don't know. There's some ugly dudes that's, you know, some ugly dudes that be out here slinging. They got the game, man. Like they got the game. They got the game on lock.
It's because they have nothing to lose. So.
Yeah. So you know they say anything, make your ass laugh. All that up wet, over, over, over.
Now I'm in here,
slippery when wet.
Look at us.
Look at us. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Not me.
I mean, I have seen some gorgeous ass women with some ugly dudes, and I've read also the whole thing of, I don't care if my man is ugly to you, he's fine to me.
Right? Yeah, but I'm just saying that whole bachelor thing.
Yo, you just went in on niggas. He's like, yo, if you're ugly, you ain't a bachelor.
I'm just saying,
cold
bro,
world.
Like, yeah,
cold. It's a cold world.
It's kind of like
that ugly uncle that's still single is not a bachelor.
Yeah,
he's like, that's my ugly uncle over there.
He's on something. That's what they're saying about him. And my
something.
dog probably living his best life, just single as fuck.
He don't let drugs get the best of him. He worked too hard.
He has a great job.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Like, oh well, you know, or he fucking developed some shit. You know, he's just not worried about that shit. And but yeah, if you're ugly, you ain't a bachelor. That's a fact.
That's some wild shit.
Put that on the shirt.
So basically, if you're ugly, you're not a bachelor.
Hey, I don't think you're ever a bachelor, actually.
But you don't think that that's true though? Like, when a woman is,
that's crazy.
A woman is single, and there's like, I always feel like there's like because I'm a woman, I feel like there is some sort of when it comes, of course, you're always going to treat
certain women.
Yeah, I always feel like there's going to be like a difference on how you get treated, whether you're a boy or whether you're a girl. That's always going to happen. And it's different. Yeah. Oh, I just remembered when I was searching for love and when I was saying to myself, man, I want to find a person. Or when I noticed that I was longing for it, like, you know how you ever feel like you're longing for, like, man, I just want. That's when I was very insecure. That was probably when I was
That's when you used to be logging.
Yeah, that was the most insecure. Blogging. I was the most insecure in that time when I was just like wanting that love because I had such a void in my heart that I felt that love would fill. You know, love was the one who put the void in my heart, and then I was thinking that love was going to be the same thing that was going to fill it, but I didn't know that it was my love that needed to fill it. So that was something that was very that was something that that I'm happy that I remembered, because that was what I did want to share, was that at the time that I was just like, man, cuz something that I was listening to earlier was like in 2020, like is it a year that you are believing that you're going to possibly get into a relationship and things like that? So, because you just never know what's going to happen this year. You don't know who you're going to meet this year. In this decade, if you really think about it, guys, we're entering in a new decade. In this decade, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if we are going to have the kids, if we are going to get married, if we're going to, like, in these 10 years, we're going to see, like, how the rest of kind of, like, our life is going to be. As far as, like, the company goes, the company's going to grow in this decade. Like, look at how much we've accomplished in the last 2 years. Imagine in the next 5 years where the company is going to be, the website, our careers, as far as music goes, the performances, the places that we're going to be going to, even the places that we're going to travel. Like, this year, like, it's 2020, and I'm just like, okay, so I did this last year for my birthday. Do I want to do the same thing? Do I want to go to New York again, or do I want to do something else? Do I want to go to an island that I've never been to? Do I want to go to London? Do I want to, you know, like, there's just so many different things, because we're entering we're entering into a new phase that is our life.
Yeah. Hold on. Speaking of that, Spitz, you gonna say meet me at the London?
In London?
He's at the London, because that's how the song goes. So you know where the London's at? So I've been trying to look for that spot.
No.
Oh, okay.
We're going to London, not that spot.
Not the London?
Nope.
I'm definitely trying to go to London.
Yes.
I'm trying to go to London. I want to go to Curacao. I want to go to Vegas, California. Y'all just want to go to London this year?
I want to go to all these girls' wet dreams.
London.
This dude.
That ain't a bad place to go either.
I ain't even mad at that.
That is not a bad place to be.
Spitz.
That's where I'm trying to be.
That's where you're trying to be. Do you guys have anything that you guys wanted to share, talk about, was thinking would be good for the podcast?
Anything?
Spitz, you just dropped the January 1st, the show that we had Ishi come talk about real quick.
My fault. I'm so
guys, hold on. First of all,
but there's an actor.
There's an actor.
Shit, they are like, they need to get paid for these lines they're doing right now. They pay them up.
Fresh off the Golden Globes, we have Jarrell.
Yeah, we should use
Oh shit,
Perry. But you might know him as Turtle here with Claudia. Turtle, tell us. Spitz. Tell us about your.
See that right there?
Tell us about your experience.
Please.
Tell us how you landed the role.
How was the audition process?
Yeah.
No, but in all seriousness, we do have an actor from the new series, The Adventures Adventures of Broke Boy.
Extraordinaire.
We do have him in the building. I should have mentioned that in the beginning.
Man of many talents.
Oh my god, yo.
First he's in first place. First he has girls in first place.
And he showed us he could act a little bit there.
And he showed us he can act.
Is that his audition tape?
And then Friend Zone. I think it was, because the same ones who brought you that brought you Adventures of Broke Boy.
The same producers.
The same director.
Same producer, director.
No, what is it?
It all started with the Rubik's Cube drop from Friend Zone, bro. From there,
when he looked up, they were like, "Oh, we got Turtle."
There he is. There's
from
a
the friend
star
zone, right?
in there.
There's a star.
And then Friend Zone.
No, is it from the same people that brought you?
From the same director producer.
All right, in all seriousness, Spitz, we're very proud of you.
We're extremely proud of you.
Watched
I think we're more happy for you than you're happy for you. But it was awesome.
Yeah, we
Great
watched
job.
the first episode together as a family. That's how we rung in the new year.
You mean your backyard? I thought it
Yo, my cheeks
Yeah.
are like on fire right now.
Spitz did it. Spitz did his damn thing. But yeah, so Spitz is a part of it. So but yeah, like in all seriousness, me and Ha were very proud of you.
Appreciate
we're actually
y'all.
very proud of the series because it's really, really dope and the production is nice.
no cop.
The lines, everything,
Nah, yeah.
everything.
Like I was saying on the introduction podcast, I was just like, yo, to me, what's this guy here?
He's media trained.
He's media trained.
This guy.
and he knows how to bring up the star.
Yeah,
the,
how to
the-
bring-
the cast. The
Yeah.
starring, the cast interview. My bad. Get your shit off. Yeah.
So like basically, I was saying it's amazing on reading the script and seeing like how they correlated the jokes into like everyday life stuff. Like I was just like amazed at that. Read the whole script, and well, first Quinn called me, and Quinn was like, he was like, yo, I got a part for you. He's like, yo, I mean not Quinn. I apologize. It was Ishi. Ishi called me and he said it was
the Ishmeister, as we call
the-
him. You feel
yeah.
free to call him the same.
the Ishter. The Ishter.
Oh, the Ishter. Yeah.
The Ishter. Watch your sisters.
Just not Ishi. Just anything but that.
Facts.
Either or.
Facts. Nah, and he told me I had like a like a little part, and he was like, yo, I need you to do this favor for me, and I was like, bro, I got you, like no problem. And when I got there, like I see like a script written out, like I'm just like, yo, we serious about this, like like so I read
games.
read the script out basically because when I first read the script, it was like through phone, like it was like a PDF file. It's through PDF file,
Right.
and it just obviously it's kind of hard to like memorize that because it's not like actual physical paper like in front of you when you can just actually like run down whatever like monologue you got or whatever.
So this is with the phone is just like this peasantry.
It's like, oh my gosh,
I'm
I'm better than this. I'm better than this.
I shouldn't be scrolling like I'm on Instagram.
Why didn't my manager highlight my lines?
That was your job.
That was your job, damn, Hob.
I be slacking. That's why I only get 5, not 10%.
But just reading the script and like Quinn was just like, yo, it's not really a small part. And like he was like, you're actually gonna be
Spoiler alert, guys.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, damn, like that's pretty dope. And he was just like, you'll be in more episodes, and I was like, that's pretty dope. So when we were there, Jens is the one I pretty much worked on like emotions with the most, and she gave me a lot of good ideas. Shout out to Jens. She's fucking like top dog. Like, fucking, can I get the drops, the claps, all of that? And she gave me the free range to flip certain words. I think she gave me a line to use, and I just took like one word out of it and put it in. It was a curse word, and yeah, like just thinking of like how much she was contributing to like just that one little scene and helping me with emotions and stuff. Like it came out so much better like once I seen like the final product and stuff. And yeah, like I'm really excited for like more and seeing if you haven't seen the episode, please go check it out now. But spoiler alert, I want to see the come up. Like I would really love to see what's gonna happen when he goes in there and try, like Quinn goes in there and try to quote unquote rob them. But then like can I just say this real quick? Like y'all not even understanding where it came from. Like it's like he said he owed him $20. You working in the trap for $20? Like what the hell is going on?
Your life away. I remember that was something that I noticed. I was just like
$20.
Like
$20.
you gonna work at the trap for that? And I'm over here doing the math. I'm like,
It don't add up, Sway.
So Did you have to pull from any life
Oh my
experiences,
gosh.
or did you
Did you have to pull from any life
study from?
experiences?
Was there a character?
Was there
or
a character
someone,
that you embodied
Yeah,
while
it's
as
someone
you
in
were
your life. Did you embody as this character?
Jamie Foxx.
in what movie?
Jamie Foxx.
No,
It wasn't a movie.
No, not the
Wasn't
actor.
a movie.
It's like someone he knows.
It's so
Wasn't the movie? It's the show. Well, just because he goes through, a bunch of shit in that show, the Jamie Foxx show. He's a up and coming
And he plays many
actor,
roles
right?
in there too.
So like, just seeing different roles and like how he just went about it, knowing that this is like something could be quirky like that. Like it like how she says it's like it's serious, but it's not. You got to come off with a joking manner though. Like it has to be to a point where like yo backyard, like yo backyard, like like. But
So
not
do you
in.
think that and also the chemistry that
Oh
you've
my gosh.
developed with the writers and the producers, how did this help you on set?
I would say at first, the practice run was probably something that like how you just said, like I needed to work on. But the final cut was perfect. Once we just having that little chemistry, the first go round, and then reshooting it for the final cut. Knowing like, okay, I know when he's gonna punch in and say this part here, so I gotta come and with this type of demeanor, and just hearing somebody say it to me when I was sending them the actual first pilot, they was like, yo, it's not like dead, like it seems like y'all having a conversation, and
Good rhythm.
it doesn't seem like it's a drop off. So and that was a good thing, like how you say, because of the chemistry and all of us basically.
Oh, we only have time for one more question as his managers are pointing at him that he has to go to attend to other interviews. We all want to know, were there any on-set romances?
That's a great question. How have you watching those actor on actor things?
This is my shot.
Yeah, this is how I'm
E,
shot.
if you're watching.
How's been waiting for a moment like this?
No, there were
I'm
no
mad I don't have the
on-set
whole poster behind
romances. The only love on the set was for the script and just putting out that good
Spoken
vibes.
like a true actor. Actor. The love was.
The only love on set was so.
I've been
Spitz
coached.
hooking up
I've
with
been
some girl
coached.
named Script that's on the set.
Script, and we don't know if that's a scripper.
Yeah,
Oh
we,
my
we don't know if he's using that sort for script.
TMZ
Scripper. Well,
just
thanks
ran
to
with it.
Jarrell. Thanks for coming here. Awesome, man. In all seriousness, but I had to do my Jamie Foxx shit too. It's all in fun and jokes, but
funny
honestly,
jokes.
those were great answers. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it too. I want to see episode 2, 3, 4. I want to see the whole first season. And see
As do I.
where it could go and how far they could take it.
Facts,
Yeah,
me
for
too.
real.
Excited.
So shout out to Spitz and everybody who's a part of the Adventures of Broke Boy.
Yeah, especially
This
Broke Boy.
is
He funny as fuck.
Motherfucking Miami
Mike, yeah, for
shit.
sure.
So yes.
Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Quinn. Shout out to
shout out.
Quinn.
China.
China.
Shout out to damn, my fault. D-Rock, my fault. Yo,
Ishi Yans.
Put the insert name
with the mute,
right now.
with the mute game, you're on point. I'm just saying that right now. Yeah.
With the mute game. Oh, is that the one who doesn't talk?
Yeah,
That's the drug dealer who
D-Rock.
doesn't
Yeah,
talk?
D-Rock,
D-Rock.
yeah.
D-Rock.
He literally just pulled up and say a damn thing to that
Facts.
dude. He didn't even tell him
That's
if he
how
could work
much
at the trap or not.
Claudia, that's how much he's embodying the role. Spitz doesn't even know his name.
Mute.
Muty. I haven't really. I'm trying to think of like if there's any music.
I've been listening to a bunch of Griselda stuff that I've had slept on. I'll say now, and I will sleep on
Griselda's
it.
dope.
I want to put you on it. They have a song.
You
with
would like
Kiss.
it.
Dude, they have a song with Kiss that Kiss spazzes on.
What are the names?
A lot of the people spaz whenever it's like a feature with them because
Yeah.
their
It's
beats
Benny
are
the Butcher,
insane. Conway and
Conway,
West Side Gun.
Conway the Machine and West Side Gun.
They're from
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
From Buffalo, and they some spitters, man. And like
Boom, boom,
if you don't know them, first of all, I really was just like, I gotta know who these guys are because they were talking about on the on this other podcast that we watched.
Yeah, no, that's somebody that they talk about a lot.
Yeah, and they're basically saying that they were popping shit about saying like, why y'all talking about TD and Dreamville? Like we had the best year.
Mm.
And then they were just like, well, in fact, like some facts or some accolades kind of helps Dreamville's case and helps TD's case. I'm like, no, they kind of had a better year, but really in the content of music and the consistency that these guys have been dropping, there's a case. I mean, they do have. I would say they do have a case, or I definitely say that they should be mentioned. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, salute to those boys and what they doing. Shit, we support the movement. Very inspirational too. Like kind of like yo, just stick to your guns. Like kind of the journey that worth the wait is on. Like we need to embody some of that Griselda mentality on just like yo, but we always say this, and we've always have said this. Like we are us. We're different. You know, we're different artists too. You know, whatever.
We don't need your wave.
Yeah,
we
don't
are
need
the
your
wave.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and we don't need no, no feature to help us up our game type shit. And we're just gonna stay on point.
Facts.
Stay on point and staying in stride and fucking grind.
I've been listening to the Summer Walker album still on repeat, and she dropped the video for Come Through. First impression wasn't all great. Second impression was better.
I helped that, I think.
He did help it because he helped it, and then I also was reading the comments because I thought I was tripping. I thought I was being very critical because I felt like she wasn't doing anything in the video.
Yeah.
But then after like looking at the comments and everybody just praising her and loving that she was just chilling and vibing and like she was like being her introverted self with social anxiety and like all this stuff, and just seeing the support that she got from all of her fans, I was just like, oh shit. So then when it came down to watch the video again with Hav, I had that in mind, and then he was very receptive to it, like because I was just like, first impression, and he tells me his first impression, and he really seems to have enjoyed it. So like I said,
Usher, you're a fucking legend, bro.
Usher is a fucking legend.
No doubt.
Why they were trying to take him down, I have no idea.
Yo, because
like y'all
they
motherfuckers ain't
swears,
have
bro.
or some dumb shit that
Like y'all didn't
That.
like y'all wasn't fucking confessing. You son of a bitches, you like you fuckers wasn't confessions.
We were just listening to
Fucking
Bad Girl right
idiots.
before this.
Get out of here, facts. And
Don't
that shit was
ruin Usher,
that
bro.
I'm about to go listen to it right after this too.
You could tear down Kelly. Don't talk.
Yeah,
about
man.
Usher.
Like I don't see nothing that he. I mean, like did incorrectly. That's all I'm saying. You feel me? Like, but I get bashed for that. So that I'm ready for it. Fuck it.
Yeah. So that was just something that I wanted to talk about because we've had the conversation of like the whole superstar thing or whatnot. So I definitely wanted to bring her up as far as that goes because it's very, very important that we understand our artists and we understand what it is that they're going through and that they're not all going to be the same. So basically what I said last week in last week's episode, because we had the conversation about like if your inability to perform like a superstar enables you to not be a superstar, like it makes you like not a superstar because of the way that you perform, or your music not so great. So now having and then letting that digest for like a week or whatever, it's kind of like changed my mind just because everybody is different. Just like how I'm very animated, I'm very like like how I am on the podcast. Some people know that I'm not like that all the time, but it's because I turn it on. Like it's like as soon as I excuse me, as soon as I do the intro and as soon as I get through that whole little part, it's just like it's a whole different level of me, So, but I can't expect somebody who's in the same field as me to be the same way. You know what I mean? Like I can't expect them to have the same type of energy or to be able to turn on and turn off that personality trait, which is the one that I have. And that's because for me, it's more exciting and more fun to be more animated and more open and more this and more that. But then when you get to meet me, it's like, I've talked about this before, but I totally get it. Summer, do your thing. Video was awesome. I felt like it was beautiful. It was directed by a beautiful woman. So shout out to her. She's directed some other videos as well. I was checking her Instagram. But yeah, so boys, thank you so much for being here yet again for another beautiful episode. I appreciate you guys so very much.
Before we close out the episode, trending is Adderall is trending, and the reason behind it is due to our president, because I guess he's doing a speech and he's slurring, so everybody suspects he is high as fuck on Adderall. Shout out to all my Addy heads. You already know what it is.
Shout out to all the Addy heads. Okay.
We ain't doing it big for the Addies?
No.
Comment section, y'all with me?
Free life.
Anyways, well, yeah,
we
that
totally shut down his
that's what.
shout out.
No. My Eddie heads know what's going on. We popping them shits till we die.
How doesn't do that at all.
You can't prove it.
So yeah, so shout out to Hav and Spitz for being here. If you haven't already checked out
Papa Addy.
Yeah, Spitz.
And listen to this episode.
In the Adventures of Broke Boy. Make sure that you go ahead and check that out. We got new music coming this year, new projects, new videos, all that new shit. So make sure that you tune in. Make sure you're subscribed. That way you get notified each and every single time that we do drop anything. It could be anything. We could do whatever we want out here on Dub T Dub. So yeah. So for the 102nd time
with a silent movie
in a motherfucking row, it's your girl Adi 3000 with my co-host Havin Spitz, and we are out of here. Get it, Spitz. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get at me back, girl. Now I see a lot of wrong. Hey.